Welcome to the Facts Matter podcast. I'm Guy Gordon with Eric Lupher, president of the Citizens Research Council of Michigan, and we've got a beautiful day here on the island. This is Facts on the Front Porch. We're joined by Monica Woodson, Girl Scouts of America, and also one of our board members at the Citizens Research Council.
Yes, Girl Scouts of Southeastern Michigan is very proud to be represented on the CRC board. I think we do incredible work. Eric and I were just talking about just the importance of making sure that people in our state are educated about the issues. And that's one thing that we stress a lot within our girls, is to make sure that they understand facts and figures. They understand how to advocate for themselves and their communities. So I'm just happy to be here. Thank you so much for having me this morning.
Well, there's a great tie-in for the work we do and the work that you're trying to do is making sure the young ladies have the information to become productive members of society someday.
Yes.
One of the things we've done, and probably one of the pieces of good news that doesn't get enough attention, we're kind of agonizing and very anxious about our birth rate, but one of the reasons our birth rate is low is we've made tremendous strides in making sure that our teen mothers' unwed birth rate has dropped substantially.
Yes.
And that's about self-esteem, which is what the Girl Scouts are all about.
Yes, leadership, self-esteem, confidence, all of these things that contribute to making our girls leaders. And folks are waiting longer to have children. And so to your point, yes, the birth rate is low, but our women are soaring. They are doing great things in the marketplace, in their careers. So it is, I think a healthy balance would be great to find, but I'm never gonna tell a girl, listen, don't go be great, go get married, go have a baby, and then go be great. I think that one of the things that we do encourage in Girl Scouting is for them to make their own decisions and for them to, again, know how to self-advocate and decide what they want and what works for them.
What type of conversations have you had on the island? What sort of issues have you heard people talking about?
A lot. So today is actually my meeting day. So I'm meeting heavy today. But one of the things that one of my favorite things about this conference, as you well know, is just the random meetings on the porch. But one of the things that I'm finding people really want to know relating to Girl Scouts is what are we doing to prepare our young people for the future? So we actually reframed our programming about 3 years ago. We completely rebooted it, and now all of our programs are viewed through a workforce development lens. As you know, workforce development, talent gap is a challenge here in Michigan.
Sure.
And so we're working very hard to lean into our programming. So when I meet with potential funders or legislators, of course, first thing they want to know is, did I bring cookies? No, I did not.
Well, we didn't want to express our disappointment.
All right, interview's over.
Had I known I was going to do this podcast, I would have brought you some cookies, but I can send you some. So once we get past the cookie conversation, and then I'm able to talk about, but here's what our girls are doing, here's how we're partnering with schools, here's how we're partnering, with other youth-serving organizations to try to move our work forward, and really to help. I know our mayor is very much committed to a strong youth component as a part of her agenda. Last summer, the CEOs of YMCA, Boys and Girls Club, Junior Achievement, and Alternatives to Girls, we came together and co-authored an op-ed and calling for a youth agenda, calling for intentional attention, I shouldn't say those two words back together, but to be placed on our young people. When
you're talking about putting together a workforce development curriculum for your girls, who do you partner with, and who gives you the leads about where they think that the labor market is going a few years down the road? Because you're getting these girls at really the nascent stage of their development. So you got to be forward thinking. I
have a fantastic data person who does spend a lot of time reviewing CRC data. But we also are partnering, because we're Girl Scouts, right? We know that we know how to work with girls. Our thing is leadership development, and then of course our core tenets are courage, confidence, and character. So we're a big believer in partnering and collaboration. And so if we're doing, our 4 pillars are STEAM, financial literacy, life skills, and outdoor education. And so when we're looking at how do we introduce girls to new careers that perhaps they wouldn't explore, we go to the experts. We partner with some great universities. We partner with organizations that are doing workforce development. One of the initiatives that I'm very proud of, since we're on Mackinac this week, is we have a partnership with the Michigan Women's Commission, and that's all about getting girls to learn how to advocate for themselves, for their communities. And I have to shout out Governor Whitmer, because this initiative started about 3 years ago. I'm told she hosted several female Democratic governors from around the country, and they were talking about how do we get more girls interested in public policy and advocacy. And she said, call the Girl Scouts. And so they did. And so this partnership was born. And so I am very much committed to collaboration, as is my team. We are very much committed to data. We understand that data tells the story, but it doesn't tell the whole story. And so we want to make sure that when we have the data, we're also able to back it up with context, with nuance when appropriate. And so I'm just very proud of the work that we've done, and we're working to grow our programming in areas that will allow us to introduce girls to careers that they might not have considered in the past.
Do you have any sort of programming, broadly? Just before we hit the record button, we were talking about opportunities to do more together, and what sort of external programming, it could be for the young ladies, we'd love to talk to them, but those partnerships, those things like that. Where's some opportunities where the Research Council can bring its research and be part of those conversations?
I think the advocacy piece would be incredibly important for us, but also things around workforce development, data. I know that you guys are paying a lot of attention. Everybody's talking about growth, the population decline.
The lack of growth.
The lack of growth,
right.
But the population decline in the state. But they're also talking about how Detroit's population is growing. And so we want to make sure that as we're exploring opportunities for our girls, we want to make sure that when we talk about this is a place where young people want to settle as our girls are growing and getting married and starting families, Michigan needs to be an option for them to live. It shouldn't just be the place they grew up and then they left. We want to make the case that Michigan is a great place for you to settle down, have a family. So we would love to work with CRC, and I'm going to be held accountable because I'm saying it on camera. We would love to work with CRC in helping us sort of formulate what is that strategy. How do we communicate that? It's certainly we're not taking on the mantle of getting folks to move to Michigan, but we are willing to say, you know what, girls, as you are going to college, even if you leave the state to go to college, come back home. It's a great time to be in Michigan.
Yeah.
And so I think that there's ways that we can leverage the work that we do to partner with CRC and begin to have those conversations.
We've talked a lot about workforce development, but just about the K through 12 piece. And everywhere Eric and I have gone, it's a 5-alarm fire.
Yes.
How important in talking about K through 12, we kind of talk about it narrowly about classroom. How about what happens outside the classroom or what happens after hours?
Exactly. Well, we talk about infrastructure for every area of our lives except young people. Young people need to have a place to go. They need to have things to do. They need to have ways to make money in the summer when they're out of school. And so I think figuring out this youth agenda, this youth, whatever we want to call it, but building that infrastructure to make sure that what happens out of school is just as productive and safe as what happens in school. Everyone talks about the out of school time hours, the after school hours. We need to really sort of get back to focusing on that. And I named 5 great organizations we're currently partnering with right now. We all have very strong programs, and this isn't a case to say, enroll your girls in Girl Scouts or send them to the Y. But my point is there's options. Parents have options to enroll their children in programs that will help them grow, help their development, but also keep them safe in those key hours between 3 and 9 or 3 and 6 or something.
Yeah.
Those are incredibly important hours.
All right. Thank you for coming and talking to us.
Thank you for having me.
For joining us on the porch.
Right.
This was great.
Do we get a merit badge?
You get it. You know what? I'll send you a CEO patch. I'm serious. I have a patch.
Frankly, we'd rather have the cookies, but a merit badge is okay. Monica, thanks very much.
Thank you.
No, this was great. Thank you so much.
And keep it here for Facts Matter. More coming your way from Mackinac Island.
The Citizens Research Council of Michigan has been providing lawmakers, academics, the media, philanthropists, business leaders, voters, and all Michiganders with factual, unbiased, independent information on significant issues concerning state and local government organization and finance. For over a century, our research is available to you. Go online at crcmich.org and on all the social media platforms, Twitter, Blue Sky, Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and download our research. Check out our numerous papers and blogs, and listen to our podcasts. And while you're there, please consider supporting our research with a donation. This has been a Facts Matter podcast, a presentation of the Citizens Research Council of Michigan.